Right, so we're here at Foundation Stocks, and we're going to talk about the new PRS division, the new Sportsman's Division. John Kyle, what is the Sportsman's Division?
Well, we were just told by Mr. Ken Wheeler that there's going to be a new division for 2025. It's going to be the Sportsman Division, and this division, the intent of it is to allow shooters to come compete with a firearm that they already own. Not necessarily a purpose-built match rifle, but something that they may legitimately hunt with, and probably something comparative to what you shoot your NRL hunter matches with, but something that they may be able to pull out of their safe and come shoot a PRS match and compete against other people in the division with something similar.
Yeah, very similar weight limit, 13 pounds versus 12 pounds for open light and NRL hunter.
So it's similar division, but it really is a big difference between what we've grown to start shooting in the last few years to what really, if you were to go back 10 years, that's not far from what was shot. In fact, you'd probably shoot no break and maybe using your fist as a bag there in the front. So it's evolved quite a bit in 10 years. So I think the intent here is to give, I would just give more of the average shooter opportunity to come in, participate, and honestly, I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, participate with what they have in the safe.
Correct. Yep. So, for instance, for us, this is basically the rifle my kids kill all their deer with, the 6.5 Creedmoor, which is the caliber for this division. So we'll go over a few of the specifics of the division, but that is one big one. It has to be 6.5 Creedmoor. It doesn't have to be factory ammo. There's no restriction on that. You can hand load it, you can buy factory ammo. But honestly, the factory ammo is so good now that it's hard to want to go, especially with something like 6.5 Creedmoor where you have quite a few different options on match grade ammo. It's hard to want to go reload that.
Yeah, just get some box ammo and you could rock and roll.
So yeah, let's go. We'll go in a little more depth into the two rifles we have here, because that's why we brought them out. Is basically we brought out my match rifle that I've been running for 2024. Very similar to what I ran for the last several years with the addition of our new Samson stock. So I added some weight there. And then a rifle that we have built over the past couple days specifically for the Sportsman Division. So probably the rifle that I'm going to run in the Sportsman Division. So specifically, what is a Sportsman Division? So let's get into the details. So Ken Wheeler, send us over.
We got the rules.
We got the rules hot off the presses. So we're going to go over that real quick. What the rifle needs to be, the intent of it, like we mentioned, the intent of it is to encourage new shooters to come into the sport, shooting things that may already have or they may already hunt with, right? The weight, so that's going to be the biggest thing that makes this division what it is, right? We already mentioned it's going to be a 13-pound rifle, so let's be specific on that. So the weight is to include the rifle, optic, muzzle device, bipod, empty magazine, and all detachable accessories. So suppressor, level, dope card, night vision rail, diving board, etc.
Everything.
If you're going to shoot with it, it needs to be at weigh-in.
Yep.
Right. The magazine that you weigh in with, that has to be what you use in competition. So I know a lot of us carry a couple different mags. I know I carry a shorter mag if we get up on some rocks. I don't want that hang out. So that's one thing that we're going to have to be cognizant of, is that the mag that we weigh in with, we can use another mag, but we got to make sure that mag we use either weighs the exact same or less. You don't want to get caught on a technicality.
Yeah.
That's a bummer.
That would be a bummer. So just use your heaviest mag. Just bring your heaviest mag.
And then you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. Couple caveats with the Sportsman Division. One thing you can't run is that front plate with the bag. Not allowed.
Quite often. So like cattle gates or even a school bus will run a front plate on the window. Can't do that here. So you're going to have to leave the front plate. Leave the front plate at home.
Leave the front plate at home. That's a big deal. I mean, we had to use the front plate at the finale this year. You're just going to have to bag it and rock it. So another thing also is slings or other mountable devices used for transportation need to be removed at weigh-in. So basically they don't count when you weigh in your rifle.
So you can have a sling on your rifle, you can carry it around.
Yeah.
But if you're wanting to shoot with it, you're going to need to weigh in with it. But if you're just a carrying device, you can have it not counting the weight of the stock. Tripods, same rules as normal PRS, right? So tripod's not counted in the weight of the rifle. And as far as deploying it on the clock or how we use it, or if it's allowed to be used, that's going to be MD discretion at each match.
Sure. Yep. So pretty simple, pretty straightforward in that regard.
Yep. The rifles can be custom, factory modified. Modification for accuracy or weight are acceptable. So.
Okay. So it's not like the factory division on NRL Hunter where there's only a few things you can change on your rifle. This is, you can modify it however you want to kind of suit your needs.
Right, or even like the production division, right? You have to run a barrel. And this is not the case. Just be under 13 pounds and run what you run.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
The ammunition, I think we may have spoken about this a little bit, but it can be factory or it can be hand loaded. The only limitation is the same speed limit that's across the rest of the divisions. That's going to be a 3,200 feet per second speed line. So, and MDs anytime during the match can ask you to chrono it. So keep it under 32.
Which shouldn't be easy with a 6.5 Creedmoor. Even with like 120 grade bullets, you should be well under 3,200 feet per second.
Yep. I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So it's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Not a whole lot of things to get you confused. Mainly the things that I would take away from it is run what you brung under 13 pounds and leave the plate back at home.
Leave the plate back at home. It's rock and roll.
All right.
So for this rifle here, we just finished putting it together. It's the new Gideon stock from Foundation. What's it all about, John Kyle?
Yeah, so the Gideon is our first stock in our new hybrid line of hunting stocks. So what that is a ultra lightweight line of hunting stocks where we actually over the past couple of years have developed a process to where we chemically bond our micarta to a closed cell foam for a core, and we wrap that in a Kevlar carbon fiber weave, and then carbon fiber weave on top of that. And so what it allows us to do is it allows us to maintain the shooting characteristics of Foundation. When you're shooting in Foundation because of how it feels, right?
Yeah.
But transfer that into a stock that weighs around 2 pounds. So that's what we have as a Foundation, if you will.
Yeah, love it. I've been shooting the prototype since shot this year, January. Yep. It's been great. Really been enjoying it. Gosh, so for us, we have the Hawkins M5 DBM. You could swap in your Hunter DBM if you wanted in here for a hunting rifle, but for the match setup, we're gonna go with the M5 DBM. We have an Impact Precision MBK, which is their lighter weight hunting action. Yep. In short action, obviously, for the 6.5 Creedmoor. We have a Loophole Mark V, 3 to 6 to 18 by 44, saving a little bit of weight here.
Yep, you are.
With the smaller scope. Also saving some weight. These are Hawkins Precision ultralight tactical scope rings with our offset level, weigh about 4 ounces. That's a really good option for a rugged scope ring that can, go hunting and go to a match. Sure.
Yeah,
we use those
pretty hard.
Yeah.
So I've got 6 kids and they're not the kindest, so they test it.
Yeah.
I often tell Amy when a rifle gets knocked over and she kind of goes, huh. So if you can't take that, then we've got problems.
You can't go hunting then.
That's right.
Or shooting. So we have a 3Me contour barrel that's 20 inches?
Yeah, 20 inches, yep.
20 inches.
Precision chambered that up for us.
Yep, Wade Studeville chambered that up for us. And then we have a Thunder Beast Magnus suppressor on the end. So this is our configuration. You could probably switch it around a little bit, maybe go with a heavier barrel and a brake, but we like to shoot suppressed, so that's what we're gonna do.
We're civilized and we care about people.
That's right, we do care about people.
Care about you a lot. So the weight on this came in at
12.5 pounds.
12.5 pounds. So you have some room to play with. There's also a couple things on there that you can go lighter. For instance, on our end on the stock itself, we have a 1-inch recoil pad. You can drop a couple ounces by going to a 1/2-inch recoil pad with a 6.5 Creedmoor. That'd be perfectly fine. I had this set up in a Magnum before this build. It's actually what we took on an elk hunt, or it was one of the rifles we were gonna take on an elk hunt this year, so I'd put a little bit bigger pad on it. And you can also, again, you can switch to slightly lighter action. There's a couple out there that save you a few ounces.
Sure.
Like the new round from Impact, that'll save you, I think it's just 1 ounce. It's not a huge gain, but certainly something like a brake. If you're one of those people, you can switch to the brake and save quite a bit of weight there as well. So there's room here, and that's I like it when there's a little bit of room to play with.
Yeah, we have room to play with. If you wanted to go with the brake, you could probably go with a heavier or longer barrel. Maybe your heavier rings if you wanted to go with like a heavy tactical ring, and if you put your hand up top. There's a couple options here. 12.5 pounds though is a good point to be at. For me, like I'm thinking if I was gonna shoot the Sportsman Division next year, I could probably take a rifle that I already have set up, frontal hunter, add a little weight, you probably won't even mess with it, and roll.
Yep. So this is my match rifle. This is what I ran throughout 2024. It's very similar to what I ran before, with the exception of our Samson stock that we introduced last year. That's what's on it now. I gained quite a bit of weight on the stock.
Yeah.
Amy has been kind of critiquing me.
Well,
both slender fellows, but the other day she said, you're getting some love handles. Can you believe she would say that to me? So the rifle. The rifle is a Impact 737R. 6BR is what it's chambered in. We're running heavy tactical one-piece scope mount from Hawkins Precision. A beautiful anodized. I think you sent that to me.
Yeah.
When it came out with the Samson to match. That was very kind of you.
Gold anodized, yeah.
Gold anodized Hawkins M5 bottom metal, so same bottom metal as is in that rifle. The barrel itself is, I think that's an MTU contour. It's not a comp or straight. The other thing we're running on here that's a little bit different is a clove suppressor that we're testing for Buddy Marsh.
Yeah.
Details to come out later. And that's pretty much exactly how I run my match rig.
Yeah.
And so, like we mentioned, it's 27.5 pounds, over twice the weight of that, probably half the recoil of it. So it's gonna be interesting to see, let's see how they stack up.
Yeah, this is a very, almost at this point, traditional PRS setup.
Sure, yep.
You were at the finale, almost every rifle was set up in that 20 to 25, 27 pound range.
It has gotten heavier.
Yes, it has.
Quite a bit. So
yeah,
so looking forward to getting back to the lighter rifle. One thing on here that we'll be running too is a prototype lightweight arc rail that's gonna go the full length of the Gideon. Those will be out pretty soon. They're pretty light, like 3.5, 4 ounces for a full length rail.
Yeah.
So I've been running that for a while during hunting season, so we'll have those out soon. I think that's gonna come into play, especially if we're running these stocks in a PRS.
Yeah, you wanna shorten up the footprint of your rifle to shoot off a tire or something like that.
Yep.
You need something like that. And then you're out hunting, you might wanna do that off a rock.
Yep, so your weight,
handy.
as we were talking about with the rifle, includes a full length arc rail on that. So,
Exactly.
yeah, we're looking forward to it. Well, we're gonna head out to the Foundation training range. We're gonna compare these two rifles. We're gonna run stages. Thankfully, we've got a range 3 miles up the road. We're gonna go out there, we're gonna set some steel up, and we're both gonna shoot the rifles and see what we think as we shoot a 27.5 pound 6BR against a 12.5 pound 6.5 Creedmoor.
Definitely more recoil. All right, that's a pretty good comparison. So the last one, I spotted it and corrected it. On this one, I'm not as confident in my spot for sure. But I'm gonna make the correction I think it needs from what I did see.
There you go.
And it was correct. So I still caught it, but I definitely didn't just watch it come in easy like I did with the BR.
Yeah.
So oh. And impact right on top. Okay. Definitely less movement.
There you go.
Yep, I was right and came left. Impacts.
Came left, all right.
And back.
Yeah, and I was on the left side of the plate with 0.75. Feel like that was centered up.
Nice. All right, so no problem seeing them.
Nope. It hit. I heard it, but I didn't see it.
Much. Yeah. Saw the splash off it.
It was so centered up.
So centered. But you didn't see it.
Nope. There you go. Definitely saw that. A little high and right.
Okay. Well, hold on. No, 6'3" would have been, you had a 2, so 6'1". That would be why you're high.
No, yep, there you go.
So
Well, I
6'1".
just took 2/10 out.
Okay. That's better, I call. And back. So you saw what you need to see? though.
Yeah.
I mean, that tells us what we're asking.
Oh. I saw it.
Saw it to the right, yep.
Okay.
I did not see the information. Very well. Let's drive it a little harder. See if we can this time. Left. Not
There it
that
is.
time.
There it is.
Too much. Did you see that one?
Yep.
You sure?
Yeah.
Where was it?
I felt like it was on the left side of the plate.
Okay.
On. Off the left.
Okay.
I didn't see all of it though. I have to admit, but I know I'm off the left because I got back on it. Saw that one.
Good correction.
Oh man, did you see that one, John?
I did. Let me move this on up there.
There you go. I did not see that.
I didn't do that.
No, same spot.
Hey guys, we're out here at the Foundation Training Range. We just concluded a couple hours of shooting the Sportsman Division rifle against or comparing it to the comp rifle. We had a lot of fun. We ran several stages. We ran them back to back, running one rifle, then the other rifle. And we're just comparing what we were seeing, what we weren't seeing, and kind of getting the takeaways from what it's going to be like to shoot a Sportsman Division rifle in the PRS next year.
Yeah.
So what was your takeaway from it?
Well, definitely, you're gonna definitely have to drive the rifle. You're gonna see a little bit less. You want to get it really settled into the bag. But overall, we still were seeing our shots. We probably just were seeing less of our shot. Where we were used to seeing all of the shot, now we're maybe seeing a glimpse of it, or like maybe about 60 or 70% of the shot.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know, it really made a difference when you're positional more than prone, obviously, which we knew that was going to be the case. But even prone, you had to make a conscious effort to get behind the rifle.
Yeah.
Drive the rifle, watch it. When you did that, it was no problem seeing everything you need to see. When you're positional, both of us had a little bit of issue, especially a lot of times on that first shot, because we're so used to going and getting behind a 20+ pound rifle.
Yeah.
And honestly, it makes you a little bit of sloppy on how you handle the rifle.
Yeah.
And so when we got behind the Sportsman Division rifle, we'd a lot of times take the first shot and be like, oh yeah, I've got to drive this thing.
Yeah.
And then we'd see it. But like Nick was saying, it'd be more like a 65, 70% at times. And it was enough data for us to make most of the time the right correction.
Yeah.
But you weren't seeing the whole picture. With the Samson with the Samson rifle, you were just watching the bullet drop in. Right?
Yeah.
We're shooting a 6BR, 27.5 pound rifle.
Yeah.
It's just, you're just watching it drop in. With the 6.5 Creedmoor and the 13 pound rifle, you're having to drive it, and then you're coming off target and really having to focus to see exactly what happened. So again, yeah, we were getting 70%. Most of the time that's enough for us to see what we needed to see.
Yeah.
The other thing I noticed too was before the shot, man, you really had to settle that rifle in.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I don't know if you saw exactly that, but when I would drop the Samson rifle in the bag, a little bit of shimmy, and the reticle's not moving.
Yeah.
With the Sportsman rifle, I had quite a bit more reticle movement and had to be more conscious of when I pulled the trigger, when I timed that shot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it reminded me of shooting my NRL Hunter open light rifle.
Sure.
It's very similar. So you just got to be cognizant of it, but you can still really see your shots. You know, at the end of the day, though, is it a worthwhile different division? Like, yes, you're at a disadvantage between.
Absolutely. I think it certainly needs to be its own division.
Yeah.
And I don't think if it wasn't proof of the matter is you don't see people run 30-pound rifles. Right?
Yeah.
So it's definitely a disadvantage over our open rifles. And so I think creating division, the intent behind it, as we were talking with Ken, was to bring new shooters in. Some guys don't have wives that are quite as understanding as ours, where we have our comp rifles and we have really nice hunting rifles. And so there's going to be some people who have just a really nice hunting rifle, right? And there really wasn't a place for them in the PRS to be competitive with that rifle until now. So I think it is going to bring quite a few people in, and probably what it's going to do is going to get a few people in with their hunting rifles. And
Yeah.
you'll see them next year with the open rifle.
Yeah.
And so, but either way, you know, we're looking to grow the sport. I know that's what Ken's looking to do, and I think this is a great way to do that.
Yeah, I think it's a great option, and it'll be a lot of fun. I think, you know, guys that I know that primarily shoot NRL hunter might bring their rifle to a PRS match as well. So
Sure. And the fact of the matter is, there's just quite a few more of them, right? So the options there for them to go shoot.
Yeah.
It's going to be greater, and that's always a good thing. So, and thanks guys for watching. If you got any questions or comments, let us know. And yeah, have a good one.
thanks. We'll see you at the range.